Hey y'all, hold on, let me make sure it's up. Hey y'all, welcome back to another review of Life of Chester for General Hospital, June 9th, 2025. Okay, so first things first, let me know your thoughts on today's new episode down below. Let me know how y'all feel about Drew old low damn tail. Look, when they said on the spoilers that Drew stoops to a new low, we was assuming that he was gonna ride the judge or something. He was gonna pay the judge off. This man seen Wiley sitting there and said that what did he say? He talking about something Michael that the kids will be better off with him and Willow. Michael don't want them no more. He doesn't want Wiley and Amelia because of the new baby. I said, you dirty dog, you old dirty thing, you. I said, oh we. I said that's what they meant when they says that Drew stoops to a new low. Didn't Rick say, if I'm not mistaken, what did he say? Let me know down below. I think he said, do he think that's a good idea by confusing the kid or whatever? And I said, I hope they rule in Michael's favor. I hope they rule in Michael's favor because what he thought this was. Did y'all watch the episode? I said, you low down thing. He don't sit up here and said it on purpose. And Rick had left. I don't think Rick had seen Wiley at first. And then when Drew left, that's when he seen it. Then somebody said, oh, I know, or whatever, but it had to be done. I love Wiley. Shut up. You don't love nobody but yourself. You probably know you love Willow. I hope they rule in Michael's favor. I just know they said something about um that there are shockwaves throughout the courtroom at Willow and Michael's hearing. It could just be they found out information or something like that. We don't know. They didn't say anything. Somebody said they seen a photo of Michael. He looked like he was upset at the hearing and stuff like that. I said, if he lose custody, I know something. I know something. Because with Drew trying to leave town, like, does that mean they leaving the show if they get custody or what? I said, it's about time for this to be over with. Come on now. I say it's about time for this to be over with. I hope she lose at this point because she don't sit up here. When Michael came and told her the truth, first she said maybe Wiley misunderstood. Then she was like, how do I know you're not making it up, trying to come in between me and Drew? I'm so glad Diane asked her that question at the gate. But Michael had told Diane that the trip to Germany never happened or he don't know nothing about it. I said, yeah, about that time. I said, that don't need to be the only thing that come out. Oh, the other spoiler, they said that Nina is on the warpath. So I'm assuming it kind of seemed like Willow gonna lose, but I don't know. I really don't know at this point. I just know a lot of people saying they're gonna stop watching if they decide to rule in Willow's favor. I think regardless that they gonna eventually work things out anyways. Once she realizes who Drew is, hopefully she don't be pregnant by the dude, but we'll see. But yeah, okay. So on today's episode, we're gonna start there with Drew and Rick. So they met up at the hospital. Why did he meet up at the hospital anyway? I don't know, but he met up at the hospital or whatever, and he was talking to Rick about how he was like, I was here last night. I seen Willow, Michael, and the kids together. They was having a little family moment or whatever he said. Then somebody said, I'm about to put an end to that today. He said, I'm about to put an end to that today. And on one scene, Rick was like, okay, would that be a bad thing if they starting to get along for the sake of the kids and stuff like that? I said, Rick's starting to be the voice of reason. You know something. Yeah, you know something. I think they also said something about Rick later this week that he makes a confession or something. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Do y'all think Michael's going to get custody? Excuse me. Do y'all think that Michael's going to get custody? Let me know down below. But yeah, Drew old low down tail. So first he was like further away. Then he ends up seeing Wiley because Christina had brought Wiley and Amelia there or whatever. And I think she said she had to go to the powder room or something like that. So Lucas had to stay with Wiley. And he was just talking to him about he seen when he was a little or he had him when he was a little, something he said. Then he got a call, a page or something, and he was like, he'll be right back. He's just gonna be over there. And then Drew seen him sitting there, and that's when he decided to say that about Michael not wanting Wiley and Amelia no more because of the baby and stuff. And Wiley was just looking so sad. So then Drew left or whatever, and Rick looked over there and seen Wiley. So he ends up confronting him, saying, do you think that's a good idea to confuse the kid? And he talking about something. Basically, he had to do what he had to do. He loved Wiley, but it's time to put an end to this. It sure is. It sure is time to put an end to this. I hope this week they do, because this been going on for a long time. But people are speculating that it's going to continue until later this year. I say now he done did so much. I think it's time. I think it's about time because she over here. Let me finish first. So Lucas was asking Wiley. He seen he was upset and he kept asking her and he wouldn't say nothing. And that's when Michael came. He was like, what's going on or whatever. So Wiley ends up saying that Michael doesn't want him or Amelia no more because of the new baby. He's like, I always want you. I love you. I'm going to need you more. I'm going to need you now more than ever or whatever. Just trying to let Wiley know that he loved him. He ends up asking him, who told you that? He was like, Uncle Drew. I said, yeah. I said, right on. Because I'm glad they didn't drag it out. I'm glad they didn't drag it out, but the good it did. So Michael gets to the courthouse, and I didn't say the other part first, but we'll get back to it though. So Michael gets to the courthouse, and Willow sees him or whatever, and she's about to talk to him, and he straight up said, Wiley thinks that I don't want him in a million no more. And she was like, why? Because of the new baby? And he tells her that Drew, the one who said it, she's talking about some, um, maybe he didn't hear what he thought he heard or whatever. Maybe it was misconstrued, or maybe you making it up to come in between me and Drew. I said, you and Nina over here, she obviously believe it. She knows some truth. She just be over here standing over here looking like she looking. She be standing over here looking. Y'all know exactly how she be looking. It's like she knows something and she agree with what the other person saying, but she don't want to say too much because she don't want to lose her daughter. Because they had a little moment where Michael had called Willow and he said he wanted to talk to her alone before they go in. And she got off the phone. She was excited. Nina was telling her, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's what we've been praying for. Maybe that's what we've been hoping for, whatever. And she was talking about the moment they shared as a family, just seeing a new baby and stuff like that. They was all hopeful. She was saying how she never had nobody stick beside her and stuff like that. They was sharing a little moment or whatever. And that's when Michael came in. I said, Nina, your time coming too. Because you could have been said something. It's only your fault. It's only your fault. It's not only your fault, but you got yourself to blame. Because I feel like she done had so many moments where she could have said something and she chose not to say anything. But they said she's supposed to be on the warpath this week, so I don't know if the truth gonna get out. If Drew gonna tell and that's what's gonna lead to it. I don't know if Willow finna lose the kids or what. Then she got the audacity when she was talking to Nina, talking about some what she said. Michael trusted her before. Michael trusted her before to give her. That's how she became, Wiley mom in the first place. I said, exactly. You need to remember that. Tell my dad was the man, this and that. I was like, girl, but you over here trying to take his child. Then got her tail up on the stand and said, she used to think he was a good father, but even then he was missing just school events and stuff like. Then when you in the hotel room with his uncle while your son was in the other room, you didn't even know that he was on the phone. They need to bring up all this stuff. They need to go on show her. I was like, how you gonna talk sitting up here? And then, Josh had already testified that she told her that nothing's more important than her relationship with you. And that's exactly how she been acting. And Diane asked her when she got on the stand, she asked her about that, about if her kids or Drew, basically, if they came first, who came first and stuff like that. She about to lie. Of course my kids come first. And then Diane probably gonna mention the fact that Michael told her, if she ended things or stepped away, then she could be a part of her children's life or whatever. But I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of people say that they think that Willow's gonna win. Some people were saying they think Michael's gonna win. I don't know. The spoilers, they'll tell you stuff, but they don't tell you enough. They'll tell you enough. But who else we got? Willow, Nina, we already talked about them. Lucky Elizabeth. He was just saying a goodbye to Elizabeth or whatever. He ends up saying goodbye to Lulu. Might as well get that out the way too. Let me scratch it out. Lucky Lulu. He was just saying his goodbyes, and I don't understand. I don't understand what was the point of bringing, because they just brought him back because he's supposed to be saving Lulu. He didn't even do that. He didn't even do that, so I don't understand. But I've been hearing a lot of talk about they bringing Britt back. They've been saying that they bringing on another new character. Who was their character name? What did they say? They said they bringing some new people in, y'all. But yeah, with them, they was just talking, saying they goodbyes, and just talking about how they wanted different things. Lulu and Lucky was talking about everything that happened with Dante Geo. He was saying how he seen the video or whatever. And y'all know how I dropped that spoiler video, and I said that Laura's supposed to be in what's it called? What's it called? I don't know. Was it reuniting with somebody? And I assumed that it was gonna be Kevin. No, it's Martin. Martin back, y'all. Martin is back. Brooklyn and Chase, they was just talking about everything that happened with Gio. He was trying to comfort her. He told her that Lois had been contacting him, so he sent a text message saying that it was up to Brooklyn to decide that he's not gonna be the go-between and everything. And when he was talking about, them still a doctor, for a second, I thought she was gonna say she don't want to focus on it right now. I said, oh Lord, I said, here it come. But yeah, she was like, she learned her lesson. But I got a question. What y'all think she finna do in regards to Lulu? Cause she met up with Marco or whatever, and she asked him if he had any connection to Lulu or whatever. So apparently she's going after her. What is she going after her for? Well, I know why she going after her, because she blew up Geo life and her life or whatever. But I'm saying, like, what is she? Is she suing her? Is she bringing up that she did something she wasn't supposed to? Like, what is she doing? But I said, that's why you got to mind your business. That's why you got to mind your business. Lulu and Rocco, what was they talking about? I think they was just talking about the fact that Dante's still having a hard time, and they just trying to wrap their head around um Gio being his brother and Dante's son or whatever. And he went to talk to Gio, and at first they were doing good. He was like, "That's probably the only good thing that came out of it, that that's his brother." And he kept on talking about Dante, and he kept on. I understand he a kid, so he don't really get it. Cause I was like, you had to open it for yourself. You had to open it, and then you blew it. You blew it. Because after the conversation, he kept on talking about Dante and how he didn't know, and it's not his fault. I mean, it's true, and of course he gonna look out for his daddy. But at the same time, you had to open it and you missed it. And by the end of that conversation, he was like, "You know what? Let's push." But they agreed, or they was talking about pushing back the fact that they, brothers or whatever, and they just focus on being friends. I said, Gio is very angry. I wonder how long it's gonna take him to get over this. Oh, to finish with Brooklyn and Chase, she was also talking about what Lulu did, and basically she had to mind her business. None of this would be happening. He was trying to encourage her, let her know that eventually Gio would come around. He just needs time. Um, Marco and Ava, I don't really know. What was they talking about? I think he went to her about something, and I was wondering if he was trying to hint at the fact that he knew about. Don't he know about the little account thing with Alexis or something? But they was talking about a favor or whatever. She told him at the end of their scene that she would reach out to him. So I don't know what that was about. Cody and Carly, he was trying to present like a date night idea for her or whatever, but she was like, they already got bookings and stuff like that. But Christina over here, she finally made it. This is all over the place. I'm not going in the direction I'm supposed to, but either way it go. Christina, she finally came back to the pool. It was her first day back since the accident or whatever. And she was struggling, and Gio saying that he was trying to help her or whatever. He ended up getting her some water to drink and stuff. My thing with her is she was back in, not Alexis, in what's her name, Ava face, and I was like, you don't learn, do you? You don't learn, do you? And she was like, what she saying? Return to the scene of the crime. I was like, and Ava went to talking about freedom and stuff, and she got the message, and then she ends up talking to Cody about if he want to make some money. So I don't know what she finna get ready to ask him, but I was like, she never learned. See, Alexis, you see, she hasn't learned anything. She said she was done, gave that big old speech and everything, still ain't done. I knew it. I knew it. We was talking about that. We said she ain't learned nothing. That's why they said Christine is inspired. I don't know what she's trying to do or what, but yeah, she back in this girl face, this woman face or whatever. Um, Christina, Lucas, Wiley. Oh, we already talked about that. She was there. And Michael ended up talking to her about Drew stupid to a new low. What did cause it cut off. It cut off after he said that Drew stooped to a new low. What else happened during that? Did anything else happen during that scene, y'all? But okay, let's see who else. Gio, Cody. Cody ends up telling Gio, he's sorry about the way things happen, and he noticed that he's not living at the Q's anymore. He reveals that he's staying with Anna and her grandmama. Um, he told him if he need anything, let him know. He don't have much, but what he do have is his or whatever. And he was like, he also said that he was there or whatever. I said, he feeling guilty. He definitely feeling guilty. Michael, Nina. Did they say Nina? No, they said Michael, Christina. Like I said, I don't know what they was talking about after he said that Drew has stooped to a new low. Elizabeth and Lucas was just talking about the fact that Lucky proposed. I know what I was going to ask y'all. What's Lucky real name? Because Lulu real name is Leslie Lou or something like that. They was talking about that today. He was saying goodbye. And he said something about Leslie Lou. And I was like, what's his real name? But yeah, Elizabeth and Lucas was just talking about the fact that he proposed or whatever, and now he's gonna get ready to leave, and that she encouraged him to do that. Nothing happened there. Gio Rocco, we already talked about them. How he was just trying to speak on Dante's behalf, and he was like he don't want to hear nothing about Dante or whatever. Christina Gio, he was just checking on her, brought her water because she was feeling overwhelmed because that was her first day back to the pool after she got, I about to say pushed. I about to tell a story too. Because the way they showed it, it's still a debate about that, y'all. People still saying, some people saying she got pushed, some people saying it was an accident. All I know for sure is that she tripped over the bag. But yeah. But yeah, that's how they was talking about Christine and Cody. She asked him how would he like to make some money. Brooklyn and Marco, there was the end scene where she asked him if he had any connections to Lulu Spencer, and he was like, "No, not that I know of." And I said, "She finna, I don't know, she finna sue. I don't know what she finna do." But she told her, she wasn't gonna get away with it, and she ain't finna get away with it. Oh, Willow was talking to Nina about knowing Sasha and Michael slept together or whatever, and she was like, "I know you was struggling because you care about her and stuff." And she was like, "Yeah, I didn't know what to do, but I knew that I couldn't let you just basically go out like that." And I was like, "Man, I told y'all they was gonna flip this up on Michael. I told y'all, but hopefully, I was hoping that they was gonna split custody. But based on the promo this morning, the judge is saying that she's giving physical and sole custody to one person. That would look like, but they don't say who. So it's like, man, I don't know, y'all. We'll see how everything plays out. But I think that's everything. Let me scan these notes to make sure. Let me make sure. Christina gets overwhelmed. Rocco and Gio talk. But it been good. Willow thinks Michael making it up. Oh, Drew. Drew came up after Mike had left, and Nina and Willow was just standing up there, and she brought it up to him, but it didn't really seem like she was questioning him. And he was like, "I never do anything like that." I said, "Shut up!" I said, "Shut up!" I never do anything like that. And he was just standing up there looking how she looking. Hey, how you doing today? She just be standing up there like she don't know this man done went through all this trouble, especially if he get his way. Especially if he gets his way. What you think he finna get ready to do in regards to you? He already told you trying to relocate to DC. She over here just trying to get him out the way. She done got caught how many times? She done got caught in the safe. She done got caught trying to take him down by hiring Jacinda. She sat here and watched all this take place and see this man manipulate her daughter and not say nothing. I mean, she did try to tell her she being manipulated or whatever, but at the same time, it's like if he clearing house, he's sitting up here clearing house or whatever. You think you ain't next? You think you ain't next? If he gets his way, we'll see this week. But yeah, it's supposed to happen this week, y'all. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's it. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the day and be safe. Wait. I can't believe you would say something so crazy. Yeah, his low down tail. He did that. Well, obviously he did it on purpose because we seen it. But yeah, I said he's so low down. When they said that, I was assuming with everybody else that he was gonna pay the judge. Nope, he gonna do that. I was like, I wasn't expecting it. I really wasn't expecting it. But yeah, that's it, y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, this is how girls today. Be safe.